video, I'll be talking about my longboard. I've been longboarding for about a year now, and I have collected, researched all these different types of tips and tricks for caring for your longboard or even riding it. Let's get into it. Firstly, you're going to need to know your longboard. My longboard is an Arbor Solstice collection thing. You know what I mean. It has a nice wood looking texture. Grip tape is solid and clear. Yeah, pretty decently sized wheels. And the bearings are ABEX 7, so they're pretty good. So, for me, mine is a little bit taller than most because some are a little lower. For mine, it's a little bit smaller too. It's about from this bottom wheel to the top wheel, it's about my hips to my head. And the deck is a little bit smaller and it turns very well. The reason why you are going to want to know your longboard is because you're going to need to know how it works, like how it turns, how much you need to push. For my longboard, you're going to need a push, and then it'll go really fast, but then it'll slow down really quickly, so you need to push again. My turning radius is actually pretty wide. It can usually turn on most sidewalks. It's really good about that. That's why I got it. And if you turn too hard, actually, the deck or the board will actually hit the ground and skid, so I don't like that. The wheels are also really good too. They help absorb a lot of the impact, and yes. So for my friend, she has a longboard that's really long, really short, and it can go really far, but it does not gain speed. That's one of the things. And the deck is huge compared to mine. It's 33% bigger, okay? My next tip is storage tips. So, might store their longboard like this, with their wheels on the bottom, and I'm like, nah. Guess what? Wheels are disgusting, unless you clean them. Because when you roll it across the ground, all that dirt either collects on the wheels or spreads on the floor, and that's kind of gross, if you ask me. And you don't want it to be lying like this, because guess what? If you move the board, say you're on carpet, it's gonna rip up all the carpet. If you move the board, it's gonna probably dull out the grip tape. And say it's on hardwood, move the board, guess what? It's scraping up all that hardwood. Easy. Scrapes up. Easy. And guess what? Dulls out the grip tape even more. Also, what you don't want to do is actually store it in somewhere really dry, because then guess what? It'll dry out your board and it'll become very brittle. You don't want to put it in somewhere really humid either, because guess what? Wood's going to expand, and the bolts and nuts and all that jazz are all going to be loose, and then when you get on it, the chuck is going to feel like it just exploded, because guess what? It really just did, because all the nuts and bolts came out, and now your chucks are loose, and your wheels are flying into Narnia. So the way I keep my longboard is I put it against a wall, and I have the bottom like this, and it's like an angle like this. Right? Easy. My next tip is to actually let only yourself, yes, just you, use your longboard. Okay, it might be just for me, but I pivot really hard on my longboard. Like on my longboard, right around here, it's really smooth. Because since I pivot on it, I've worn out the tape a lot faster. It's kind of adjusted to how I ride. Because now I only put my foot here, and it's really easy to pivot. Some people, if they ride their longboard, they're gonna maybe have put their foot on the trucks, or on the back or the middle, or even ride like this. I don't know, they're your friends, but that's not good, because my longboard is just adjusted to me. The board in general, like the back here, the tail, in theory, I kick it up like this. Some people might kick it to the side, or kick it like this way, or just pick it up, which is completely fine. But yeah, some people might throw your longboard to the ground and then jump on it and start dancing and all that sort of jazz. They might even they might actually drop it. That's not good. And it's kind of just goes with the general policy of use what's yours and get your own if you want to use someone else's, because it's just like a car, okay? The car is yours. If you let someone else drive it, they're probably gonna care less and less about it, because guess what? It's not theirs, and they don't need to pay for it if they screw up. If someone screws up my longboard, I'll be pissed. If someone screws up, if I screw up my longboard, I'll still be pissed, but I will know that it was me and I should probably not do that next time. When you let someone else use it, that's another variable that is pretty uncontrollable. It's independent, okay? The controlled variable is actually you taking the longboard away from them. My next tip is to have your attire, okay? So what you should be carrying. Well, on your feet, you should be carrying relatively clean shoes. Because, guess what? Your deck is going to look disgusting after a while. Next tip, I'll tell you how to clean it. But you're also going to want, if you're new, you want to wear long sleeve and long pants. Because guess what? If you fall, it'll hurt less, actually. Helmet, if you want to be that extra safe guy. Glasses, sunglasses are good because when you're looking on the roads, you're actually going to be able to see stuff, right? You're also not going to want to wear a hood because when you have the hood on, it actually covers your peripherals and it's harder to see. And with a longboard, you're going to be riding like this. You're going to either be looking this way and kind of peripheral vision looking that way, or you're going to be looking this way and have no vision on your right or left. And that's really bad. So yeah, don't do that. Is earbuds sometimes, because when you wear earbuds, you won't be able to hear, and that's bad as well. You're also going to want to have one thing. Well, actually a couple things. I usually have a smaller bag that I carry about 4 things in. Wallet, water, tissues so that I can wipe my board down if I run into mud, or a lock. Okay, so I found this lock. It is a kryptonite lock. It is a string lock, so I click this button. I click this button and it comes out, right? Right? Easy. I'm not showing you my password, but you're going to have to put in the password first. Okay. Put in your password. It just clicks in. Okay? And you just then when it's on your board, you go like this. Click the extension button and it'll tighten up for you. And now if you want it out, you just click this button, pops right out, and it pops right back in. Click this button, obviously. So how I use it is I put the cord through either this hole, or I sometimes even do both. I go through the holes and I just hook it up to a normal bike rack. It's very good because this one has a clip. I kind of lost it. And yeah, it fits really well in my bag. And I kind of really like it because of this button here, because it just automatically tightens for me. And I don't really need to do that myself. So, really nice. Really recommend, well, not Kryptonite, because I'm not sponsored. But if you want Kryptonite, hit me up, man. Hit me up. But not sponsored. But yes, find yourself a string lock. Very easy to find. Just ask the store person and they will probably give you this. It's very nice. I truly recommend for your longboard because for me, I spend quite a bit on my longboard and I love it so much, right? You want to keep it safe just like you want to keep anything else safe. Hope you boys and girls have enjoyed. I want to leave out on a great note. I've recorded, you don't even know. I've tried to record this video 3 separate times. Wasn't recording one time, someone walked in on me the second time, that kind of sounds weird, and the phone rang the 3rd time. This is my 4th. Hope you boys and girls enjoy. Leave a like, dislike if you don't like it, comment if you wanna, subscribe because it's a good idea, and hit that bell notification too because that's a nice idea too. And outro and peace. Don't know why I said outro.